Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to the webinar. Now let me introduce myself. To those of you who don't know me, my name's Chris Leach and I'm going to moderate this webinar for the next 35 minutes. So what are we going to talk about this evening? The topic we'll be talking about today is needs and desires. Let's face it, all of us have different things in our lives that are meaningful to us and contribute to our happiness. Some of us might have a family which is important to us, their education or the children's education. Some of us strive for more freedom, for a better quality of life and want to spend more time with their loved ones. And of course, the importance of having good health, security and a great lifestyle all adds up to living your dream. But the bottom line is, all of these wishes and desires depend upon one important factor, and that factor is money. And when we think about ways to generate money, we should of course congratulate those of us who have a job and receive a salary. And maybe there's some people out there in the audience who basically receive a pension. Maybe you're getting some investment on your savings. Maybe you've done some investments in the past. Or if, like most of us, there's been hard times, maybe you've had to take out a loan to tide you through. But whatever money generation system we've used, I think most of us trade way too much lifetime for way too little money. You know what? Before venturing out on my own business, I was one of those guys who found themselves caught on a treadmill. I was thinking to myself, let's face it, working 40 hours a week for 40 years before receiving a pension of 40% of what I struggle to survive on anyway, it's not really my goal in life and I don't think it's yours. At the end of the day, what life is all about is to avoid pain and seek to provide pleasure. Then there are some people out there who've joined us on our journey, who've decided not to follow this 40-40-40 plan, but to work against this trend. So we made the decision to work less when others work more. When others earn less, we want to make more money. And when others work hard, we want to work smart. And that's what we're going to talk about this evening, how this actually works. But first off, let me bring our income disclaimer to you. Since I'm going to talk about things that happened in the past and things that you can't base predictions on the future, at the end of the day, each of us is responsible for its own fortune and happiness. He who will reap must sow, which is why you have to come up with something in order to reach your goals. We don't promise anyone to become a millionaire overnight. However, the chances are not that bad to become one, if you pursue the way I've had the pleasure to present to you tonight. Please note that it's really paramount to embrace the concepts conveyed in this presentation with an open mind. To use the words of Richard Branson, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. You know, I was brought up in a protected family, and like most of you, my parents wanted me to do my A-levels, and you're struggling with the question what to do with your life after school. You don't actually have a clue about all the opportunities that are out there in life. You leave school, and you think you've got all the skills to succeed, but it's very hard to make a career decision. You're supposed to commit to a career, although you don't even know if you have the proper skills for it. You don't even know if you want to do it, which doesn't make life easier. Nevertheless, you send out job applications, and really, that's what we all have to do. You must send out the applications. But so, all I would say to you is, listen to what I'm telling you with an open mind, just for the next few minutes. Those of you who get the gist of it will look for opportunities, whereas those of you who don't get it will actually look for excuses not to succeed. So go ahead, leave your comfort zone, grasp the opportunity. Maybe we can put some more money in your pocket. I know how it feels to struggle with money. It's not a pleasant feeling, and I can imagine there are some people amongst you guys out there who know what that feels like as well. So the fact that we fully commit to our job life as an employee kind of misleads us into believing that there's no time to do anything else after work. And then really we don't have any chances to make extra money. Shortly after starting my own business, I was reminded of the words of one of the great entrepreneurial geniuses of our time. Henry Ford once said he'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of his own efforts. So why am I telling you that? You know, if you've got a job and you've got security, but if you're self-employed and you permanently have to fight for your income and you don't generate any income if you're sick, you don't have the same level of security as an employee. So what we have here is a system The easiest way I think I can describe it is, imagine you came up with a device which just takes you one click on a button to convert raw materials into coins, like euros. Okay, we know that minting coins is unlawful and remains the privilege of the federal bank, so we need to find other ways to actually put the idea behind it into practice. And while watching out for opportunities, we've found a system that's been in existence for a long time. We discovered it 2 years ago in our community. It's called digital minting. We mint that way, and I guess you already have an idea of what we're talking about. And yes, as a matter of fact, we are talking about crypto units, cryptocurrencies. Let's look back to the very beginnings. Chances are that you've already heard about Bitcoin and its incredible development. Bitcoin was launched back in 2009 with an original value of 10 US cents per coin, and it attracted not that much attention in the early years. However, after that, Bitcoin went through the roof with values of 20,000 US dollars per coin at the end of 2017. Alright, its market value has dropped now to a current value of 4,000 US dollars. But honestly, guys, that's still a growth of 4 million% within 9 years, which is absolutely amazing. Nothing short of jaw-dropping. And those who are saying that it's just a flash in the pan were proved totally wrong. And there are new coins out there that match the Bitcoin for performance, maybe not at the same level at this point, but there's every reason to believe that they will. Over the course of the launch of Bitcoin, loads of friends told me, hey, get into Bitcoin. It's really, really exciting. But to be honest, I never seized the opportunity. I kept telling myself, maybe if it gets better, maybe if it gets better. And by the time I decided to have a go, I completely missed the bandwagon. Now, I've done some research and analysed from a bird's eye view. There must be a way to participate in this interesting market. How can I actually do it? On the left-hand side, you can see there's a chart. This shows some established coins, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin. Now, just to take it as an average representation, as you can see, the coin's performance is like a roller coaster, highly volatile. Now, that's quite risky. If you're not knowledgeable in this field, chances are you may end up losing money. Now, fortunately, I came to know about a visionary concept by the name of PLC. PLC was then a coin which was not yet traded, meaning the idea was to match up against Bitcoin, although having an underlying vision which is completely unique. Why unique? Well, as you can see here on the right-hand chart, it's a step-like performance. Why step-like? Well, the company behind PLC has the great vision that the coin's performance is directly related to the size of the community of people who are in possession of that coin. Though not to an excessive extent, as is the case with certain other coins, which are in the hands of a few large investors. But this coin is more equally distributed, thus safeguarding the value of the coin. And when looking deeper into this subject, many of the people I work with have a background in financial services. And what I came to realise is that this vision centres around an idea to create an infrastructure built on a partly patented but totally certified proprietary technology, which is meant to make the coin accessible for everyday use. Well, I have to say that this didn't fail to impress me. As somebody who's got a professional background in sales, I judge financial products on the extent to which they're accepted in the financial market and in normal trading. The so-called KYC, which is a legally certified verification procedure, implemented for clients who are willing to back this coin. And this convinced me to have a closer look at the product. And before I tell you what you actually have to do to get those coins yourself, I want to show you a comparison. Maybe you've heard the term mining when it's usually used in relation to Bitcoin. Platinum Genesis, however, have developed a far more cost-efficient method of producing coins, and we call that minting. Now, the beauty of that is if you rent a unit from Platinum Genesis, there'll be no electricity costs and you'll have no personal time input. Please take a look at this chart. The blue area, the top 3 bars, is your projected profit for the first year, and the green area is the projected profit after 3 years. Platinum Genesis offers several different minting units to allow people with different investment capabilities the opportunity to benefit. The coins the unit creates belong to you. Now, the value of these coins, however, is dependent upon the traded price on the exchanges we're affiliated with. If you look at the bottom left corner of the chart, you'll see it shows the cost of minting Bitcoins. Now the cost of this minting can be up to $10,000. That's before any profit is made. So in order to benefit, you have a long wait before you actually have a net profit. I'm sure you'll agree that the difference between the two systems is impressive. That's why I want to show you how the technology is working, but don't worry, I don't want to bore you, so I'll keep it short. I'd like to point out that as soon as you rent any minting unit from Platin Genesis, you become a valued customer. So let's say you rent a Platin Minter for €9,951. With this Platin Minter, you're renting the hardware and software, a software controller, and this creates a knot in our decentralized network, and every day some PLC coins are dropped into your wallet. This works for the whole 36 months. In this example, as shown in the middle of the graphic, you're getting 83.7 PLC per month. After 3 years, you have more than 3,000 PLCs in your wallet. So what can you do with these coins? Well, we're creating an online marketplace where you can buy goods and services with our coins. And for those of you who know how to use the crypto exchange, you're able to trade these coins on all the exchanges that PLC is listed on. You can trade them to Bitcoin, dollar or euros, for example. For those of you who would like to see an impartial, independent overview of PLATINCOIN, you can go to CoinMarketCap. This platform is very important in the crypto world. To be listed on CoinMarketCap is an indication of integrity, acceptance and belief in the coin's future. And since our listing, we've been consistently in the top 10% of all the coins listed. Some of the exchanges who are currently listing PLC are TopBTC, YoBitNet and Bit4X. As of May, we'll also be listed on HitBTC. Take a look. I brought you a text of what the people behind HitBTC are saying about the Platin Genesis company. We are pleased to confirm that the listing of PLC on our exchange. As soon as the integration of the software is complete, we'll be pleased to help with the announcement. Do you know what that means? It means that PLC is growing further. How it developed from the beginning, I will show you right here. The vertical bars are called candles. You may have seen them before as they're often used on trading charts. Why? Well, the Platin Genesis developed in the minting units in 2018 to integrate it into the blockchain. This stabilized the PLC at €5. We're close to the big unveiling of our own PLC secure box, but I'll come to that later. But with that, the index value of the coins will raise to €10. In 2019, we are witnessing the launch of the beta version of the online marketplace, a place to buy goods and services. We're creating our own social network in the form of a messenger, and this is also in the beta version stage. It's going to be amazing. This journey and the expectation that the value of the coin will rise to the top is awesome. Naturally, we're unable to guarantee anything, and if you asked me a year ago, I'd have said I'm not sure. However, with the knowledge that we have today and the things the company has already achieved, I'm totally sure that the journey will be going in the right direction. Let's look at the growth of the company so far and the different phases from day one. Phase 1. The company, Platin Genesis, let the community see proof of concept in July 2017 and collected the first community partners. Phase 2. The building of the infrastructure, placing the coin on the exchanges and going public with a big event in Dubai last March. Now Phase 3 is happening, and with the next major event being the convention on May the 18th in Prague, and with each of these phases, the trading value of the coins has significantly increased. Let's go back to the trend I mentioned earlier, working smart and not hard, and to work against the trend rather than with the trend. It's interesting to see the values of the different coins. On the chart, it shows Bitcoin at the far left side. What happened to the Bitcoin after it peaked in January 2018? It crashed massively. What happened to Ethereum? It crashed massively from the beginning of 2018 till the end of the year. PLC didn't show a massive peak after the launch. However, it's shown a stable and maintainable growth throughout this period of volatility. Having said that, in under 1 year we've achieved a growth of over 1,000%. I think you'll agree this would have been impossible with any other form of bank account. Who should we thank for this? Well, we need to thank the man who took his mission blockchain to another level and is responsible for where PLC is standing now. This man is Alex Reinhardt, the founder of the company, shown on the cover of the magazine called Evolk and printed in December 2018. the gentleman in the bottom right hand corner with the full head of hair and the red tie. Aged 15 years, he moved with his family to Germany, and after graduation went on to study business economics and declared his life task to be mission blockchain. In the last 2 years, he's travelled the world extensively, speaking at blockchain conferences and sharing his vision with others. During that tour, he made many contacts, amongst them numerous startup companies. And I'd like to highlight one sentence from the interview with the magazine Volt. In fact, I translate the original because I translate from the original sentence as that was in German. What he said was, if the team of young entrepreneurs has a good potential, if the economic base of the company is solid, I will buy the company and I'll integrate it with us. The main thing is the people involved have a genuine vision and are not just looking to cash in. The mission is always more important than the money. Okay, let's get to the point. What do you have to do to become part of our community? To participate and benefit from the growth of this company? Currently, we have 6 different minting units available. The smallest unit costs €268, and then it goes up to our Rolls Royce of minters, the Platinum Minter, which costs €9,951. Why is this the Rolls Royce of minters? Well, the Platinum Minter produces 83.7 coins per month over 36 months. You can rent this for a one-time amount of €9,951, and at the end of those 36 months, you'll have 3,013 coins in your wallet. If you divide 9,951 by 3,013, you will find that your coins have cost you only €3.30 per coin. I've talked about the basic minter and I've talked about the Platinum Minter. Right now I want to show you an example of a very popular minter, the Plus Minter. This gives you 280 PLC over a 36-month period. Let's assume that the coin has a value of €5 per coin after 3 years. You'll have made €1,404 out of 1,070 invested. If you look far right, and again we can't look into the future, we can't guarantee to you what will happen in 4 or 5 years, but imagine that the coin will rise to €250 per coin. Your portfolio would now be valued at over €70,000. Let's take a look at another calculation example. With our Platinum Minter, you have 3,013 coins after 36 months. Yeah, I think the numbers speak for themselves. When you start to compare in the blue area, these are the expected values of the coins. And if you look at a hypothetical value of €250 per coin and think about what can happen, you have to admit that is pretty amazing. How do we increase the value of the coin? How do we increase our community? Well, it's pretty simple. You're renting a minting unit for €1,070, for example. And if you like what you're seeing, because there are actually coins dropping into your wallet each day, I think you'll find it difficult not to talk with other people about it. And because you tell other people, as the community grows, you'll be rewarded for this. To describe how it works, imagine you pick up your handy, your smartphone. Now, bring up the last 10 calls. The chances are there are people amongst those calls who you're dealing with on a regular basis. Why not try talking to them about your business and suggesting to them that they invest in a minting unit of €1,000. Now, from that you would get 10% per minting unit, and if you did that 10 times 10% gets you €1,000. You've contributed to the community and you've brought in 10 new people. Now just imagine if those 10 people proceeded the same way. Now that's actually the point that Henry Ford was making when he was saying that they'd rather have 1% of what 100 people make than 100% of what a single human being makes. And now comes the best part. The company not only pays you 1%, but 4%. Assuming that each of these 10 people who you've brought into the network make 10 other people invest in PLC, then you're getting 4% for every minting unit, which can be traced back to you, and which equates to a bonus of €4,000, whilst enlarging the community by another 100 people. Finally, just imagine that these 100 people would do this exactly the same. Now we're talking. That gets you a bonus of 5% on 1,000 minting units, which is €50,000 bonus for you. Now that's not going to happen overnight and not by default. So just enjoy the way things work and keep on telling other people about it. Imagine if you spoke to somebody and you could tell them that you'd already made €55,000 And you'd already helped by enlarging the community by 1,100 people. People who believe in the mission. And wouldn't that make you feel better? Alright, what can I say? I've already mentioned it. We intend to host our next big convention in Prague on the 18th of May 2019, where the next stage of PLATINCOIN and Platin Genesis will be initiated and kicked off. This promotion is awesome and designed to help as many new people as possible join us in Prague. When you're looking at the size of minter to purchase, there are several, but the starter minter that was €107 is now sold out. However, the company has put a number of these minters aside to use as part of the promotion. We have a Plus minter, for example. If you decide to purchase the Plus minter today, which comes at a cost of €1,070, you get 2 starter minters for free from the company. If you choose the Per minter for €2,675, you get 4 starter minters free of charge from the company. And now we're coming to the best part. If you rent the Premium minter at €5,350, not only do you receive 7 starter minters, you'll also receive a PLC secure box and a silver ticket to our convention in Prague. Okay, so what is a PLC secure box? Basically, it's the smallest money printing machine in the world. It's a box around the size of 2 packets of cigarettes, just to give you an idea. All you need to do is plug it in and connect it to your router. This small box enables you to store all those coins that are being generated by your minting units on a daily basis. Now, I'm shortly going to give you a graphic example of how that actually works for you, and there's still one other benefit which comes with this package. It also includes a ticket for the World Convention where you can see firsthand the latest technological advances and the future growth plans for the company. This information will be given directly to you by the founder and CEO of the company, Alex Reinhardt. This ticket also includes catering and a premium seat at the convention. Now, if you've listened carefully to what I was saying, you probably also remember me saying that the best package from a commercial standpoint is the Platin Minter. For a one-time fee of €9,951, you get 15 starter minters worth €107 each on top. On top of that, you get a PLC secure box which has a worth of €5,000, and the Platin ticket enables you to be seated in the front row close to the speakers. You can ask questions, you can get every piece of information firsthand, and you can enjoy first-class catering. Let me tell you guys, once you've really understood what a powerful unit the Platin Minter is, well, you may not decide to limit yourself to only one. Let me illustrate this to you by showing you potential returns from your rental of a Platinum Minter. Let's assume that your Platin Minter yields 1,004 PLC per year. You can then store these coins in your box as you do with your 119 PLCs, which you get through the additional 15 minting units. All in all, you end up with 1,123 PLC per year. And we're having a look at the blue square on the slide now. You already know that €5 is the value assigned to it in the marketplace. This means you already have an asset in Platin coins which equates to €6,175 at your disposal. If we take the value of €5, over the course, let's say this goes to beyond €10, you've already made more money than you've initially spent. And if this vision comes true, we hit the €20 mark, then your revenue is already more than twice the amount you initially spent. I've just looked up our current market value before the webinar started, and we're currently at $28 per coin on the YobitNet exchange. Once again, let me draw your attention to the fact that Platin Minter mints coins for you for the next 3 years at a cost of $3.09, which you can take as a kind of compensation for your initial investment. But now we're already having a value of $25 plus at Yobit. That's a hell of a business deal. Being profitable with PLATINCOIN doesn't even depend upon you promoting the brand proactively and talking to other people about it. It even pays off for you if you just want to be a customer renting a minting unit. For those of you guys who are saying, well, making some extra money by acting as a brand ambassador doesn't sound too bad, I have great news. We offer people who are willing to seriously commit to that path with great opportunities and to make a career. Assuming that you know 10 people, each of whom know 10 people, who are willing to rent a minting unit for €1,070, as in the example we talked about earlier, you've already generated a revenue which qualifies you for the diamond rank. Now look to the very left of the slide. You don't only get €2,000, but you also get the same amount in PLC on top. So let's convert that into euros. So if we have €25 and multiply it by 2,000 PLCs, which is the amount you're getting as a bonus from the company for promoting the brand, honestly guys, how awesome is that? You just have to look to the very right. How about being a green diamond? €10,000 and 10,000 platinum coins on top of the commission you're getting anyway. Or take my next goal, the red diamond, €100,000 plus 100,000 platinum coin. That's 100k times 25. Just do the calculation. These are big numbers, but don't be afraid of dealing with big numbers. They're actually within your reach. There are already some people amongst us who have reached the level I want to show you, reached that level. And I want to show you the practical implications of each of those career steps in order for you to get a better idea of it. The first step here in this section at the diamond level gets you a commission of 9,000 to 30,000 euros and 3,000 to 35,000 platinum coins. 35,000 coins which you're able to get at that career level times 25. Or have a look at the right hand side of the chart and decide on your own what appeals to you most. Let me just tell you that we have one person amongst us who's reached the black diamond level and 2 other people are just about to reach that level. We already have some red diamonds. It is possible. The question here is, will you decide to get on board? I appreciate the time you spent joining me on this webinar, and just to reiterate the words of Sir Richard Branson, when somebody is offering you an amazing opportunity but you're not sure if you can do it, just do it and figure out how afterwards. I really urge you to reach out to the person who invited you to this webinar, and for those of you who tried to use our technical solution with the landing page, you're going to get an email soon with all the relevant pieces of information. To those of you guys who directly join this webinar, we give all of you cost-free access to the landing pages for social media marketing. Play this game to your own advantage. The only resource you need is courage, and we all have access to that. Let me thank you for joining me, and see you next time. Have a great evening.